that are going to be maybe
Okay.
that are maybe going to be a little bit less expensive. And you don't have to wait till the next meeting, sort of share those as you come
Yeah.
up with them for people to think about. Um, because I think, it's look, the fact of the matter is if we ultimately decide, no, we're not going to change course, we're just going to plow ahead with what we're doing here. One, it's going to be a really, really a nice finish. And two, we've still got plenty of room in both the owners and the CM's contingency to allow us to do this. And, we can make that decision, but I kind of feel like maybe it makes sense to parallel track this a little bit.
And I think it would be super helpful if at all possible to have during that the evaluation period of like a side by side shot of what the two versions would look like,
Right.
just so we
Okay.
have some sort of idea that we can make a contextual decision on,
Right.
please.
Yep.
And
Okay.
just one more caveat to the cost going up a bit is that initially it wasn't planned out on how the water was being diverted off of this canopy to some type of a storm. Either way, if it was tied into the building or just leaders coming down the front of the building. So there's a little bit of added cost to that portion of it that also bumped the cost up a little bit.
Yeah. The good
Where's
news
the
is I think
where's the water go? Where's the water go now?
On the
I
canopy that's there
I
now,
think it just goes off the
it
side.
does. I
If
believe it just
yeah.
goes off the sides. It doesn't go
So,
anywhere, but it's not great to
you know,
dump water on the front walk.
right. So yeah, we have a solution that's fairly cost effective because it would just run a short distance and go out the side as a scupper rather than the more expensive approach of connecting it to the interior storm line. So we can do
Okay.
that. And it gets it off and dumps it into the landscaping off the side without seeing a vertical leader. Um, so
Okay. Well, like I said, I don't think we're in a position to make a decision one way or the other
yeah.
today. I think
Well, other than releasing,
Scott and Travis, unless you tell me that it's impractical for at least the time being to try to parallel track this,
No,
I
I
think
think
that,
that's a good way to go is keep the shop drawings, all the shop
yeah.
drawings going forward. Um, so we don't lose that traction if we decided to stick with it.
yeah, because look, the mandate and the reason we're even doing the wish list, the mandate is to deliver an A+ product, right? And we've got the room. It's just, that's a that's a that's a bit of a bigger number than I think some of us had thought about.
Yeah, on the other hand too, the roller shades, we had estimated that fairly high and that cost came in, much lower than we anticipated. So there was savings on
Hmm.
that front.
Okay.
Um,
Royals,
100, about $100,000 worth of savings.
not well, overall, Matt, do you remember what those numbers were total?
Yes. So originally we estimated it would be about 50,000 to 60,000 per school.
Okay.
And I think we're coming in at about 70,000 total for all three schools.
that's good.
Okay.
And
So we're
for
about
what it's
half
worth,
that.
the other cost savings at Homes was we budgeted 150,000 for furniture, and because that scope decreased by two classrooms and the prices came in a little lower, we're now at 87,000 for the furniture quote. So
Which
there's a
is great.
60.
Yeah, no,
Yeah.
which is great news. Unfortunately, we can't move
No, I
savings
know
between
it's not apples
schools.
to
But
apples.
no. That's a good. Those are both good data points for kind of how we're doing on an overall basis with regard to the financial picture.
I do you want me to briefly show? I've just pulled up the website. Do you want me to briefly
Sure,
show you like a sample image from
sure,
there? All right. Or can
sure.
I not
I have
share?
to
Can I share?
stop sharing, I believe.
Oh, I have to send a request.
God, you have to
And
make Travis the host.
yeah, I'm on it, man.
I try to help as one of the younger members on the call.
And we appreciate it, Matt.
Yeah, we need you, Matt. Hang
Yeah,
in there.
but then you're not in front of your laptop, so you're not doing us a lot of good.
Coaching works just as well.
Um,
We're leveling up his delegation skills, Chris.
Oh my God.
so this is their, they kind of do your typical canopies that you would see at a
We don't
storefront.
You
we won't
got
see
to
it
when
yet,
you
Travis.
Oh, you
share
don't see the screen?
when you
Oh,
share
second
you have
button.
to
You're right.
you got to
You're right.
click that button on the bottom.
Yep.
You're right. I'm
Yeah.
so used to
Yeah, teams you
Teams.
don't have to do that. Yeah.
Do you see it now?
Yep.
Okay. So this is kind of their canopy. I'm sure you get it curved, different colors, but it's pretty straightforward.
Yeah, but I don't
Um,
think we should have it say Department of Corrections.
so- yeah, right. Yeah, we'll stick with the public library. Yeah.
Can we
Man,
get
it
it
still
without?
looks
Can we get it
nice.
without? Can we get it without Department of Corrections?
You're perfect. Um, so
But a
yep,
curve
they're,
can't be
they're
similar to what they have now, I believe.
well, that's where I was going. We were trying to do a step up better than what you currently have, and this is probably a little more in the vein of what's currently there. Although, everything else will be updated, but
Right.
but we can do a quick rendering with this canopy in place and share it with the group.
Yeah, no. I think that's helpful because these are in effect prefabricated. You still need
Yeah.
do these guys do the installation or do you still need a separate contractor to do the install?
I'm not sure on that one.
Probably
I
would
don't
need a
remember.
separate contractor, but
Yeah.
getting rid of the glass will be more cost effective.
Okay, so totally worth considering.
So we'll take a look at that.
Yeah, no, it would be cool to see a rendering
Okay.
with one of those canopies in front of the new precast.
Okay.
Just so we have as Jameson said, and I thought that's a really good point, to sort of see a side by side. Like what are we getting for the incremental, let's call it $100,000, right?
Yeah, and we can reach out to them and see if we can get a quote from them so we
Yeah,
know
even if
what
it's
that
ballpark,
difference is. Yep.
right? Even if
Yep.
it's ballpark.
Okay.
So, and then we can make an educated decision.
Yep.
Anybody otherwise have questions on where we are on the various wish list items? Oh, hey Paige, thanks for joining.
Yeah, sorry I'm late. On the
No
road again.
worries. Glad you're on. The discussion, just 2 seconds. What we were talking about was the various wish list items, and the biggest item on the wish list is the proposed main entrance upgrade at Royal, and in particular, the new canopy and the install of the new canopy. And it looks like it was going to go from about $170,000 to maybe 250 to 275, and where we left it was to continue have the existing contractor who's working on the shop drawings for the current design to keep working on the shop drawings, but at the same time to explore some possible less expensive options, primarily prefabricated awnings, and then try to understand A, what the price difference would be, and B, what the aesthetic difference would be, so that we can then decide whether we go ahead with what's currently planned or we pivot to a potentially different application. Did I miss anything
Makes
in
sense.
that summary?
That's
Okay.
right.
Then with that, why don't we take up the one action item that we need to do, which is approval of pay applications. If I can get a motion to approve pay application number 21 for the Hindley Elementary School, dated January 31st, 2026, in the amount of $551,325.44. Sarah moves. Jameson seconds. All in favor? Aye. Great. Thank you.
Aye.
A motion to approve pay application number 21 for the Holmes Elementary School, dated January 31st, 2026, in the amount of $590,732.86. Sarah moves. Jameson seconds. All in favor? Aye. Great. A motion to approve pay application number 21 for the Royal Elementary School dated January 31st, 2026 in the amount of $520,045.37.
So moved.
Patrick moves, Sarah seconds, all in favor. Great. So those all pass. Sarah and Rob and I will go down to town hall as soon as we can and sign those, Scott, so that they can get in front of Josh Kaufman for payment. Lastly, I know it's not, I mean, it's kind of part and parcel of the financial report. And Kevin, I don't mean to put you on the spot, Kevin or Dave Cravenzola, but any update on state reimbursement?
I have not checked, but I can do that when I get into the office tomorrow and send you an update.
That would be great. That would be great. I had nothing further. Is there anything else from the committee members or the other participants before we adjourn?
Just, wanted to thank you guys for all the kind words, and reaching out to us about Evan. It does mean a lot to us that you guys appreciate the effort that we put in. We are doing our best and working very hard to give you guys a quality project. And I'm just, it's nice to know that you guys recognize that. So thank you.
Well,
Yeah.
well, thank you for saying that. That's nice. I mean, I think we've all been living with each other for an awfully long time, so you get to know people pretty well over that stretch of time and you develop connections. So, we'll miss him. With that, if I could get a motion to adjourn. Sarah moves, Jameson seconds. All in favor, we are adjourned. Our next meeting will be March the 18th.
Come.
Good night.
Thank you,
everyone.
I'm sorry,
everybody.
Eric, did you have something you needed, or were you just saying goodbye?
No, I was just saying good night.
Okay.
Good night,
Thanks,
everyone.
everybody.
Good night,
Thank you.
everybody.
everyone.
Good night,
Thanks.
everybody.
Bye, thank you.
Everybody.
Bye, thank you.